Are you considering Ozempic, semaglutide, or Wegovy? These drugs are very popular nowadays for weight loss. It has become one of the most popular weight loss drugs in the market. This drug is classified as a GLP-1 agonist. It's been around for a while, but recently has become extremely popular. I mean, every other person asks me about these drugs for weight loss. The truth is, it's highly effective for weight loss, and it has the ability to improve glycemic balance. It was initially used for type 2 diabetics. The weight loss version of this drug is called Wegovy. So if you see semaglutide, Ozempic, or Wegovy, they're talking about the same exact drug, okay? It acts as a super appetite suppressant, so it actually really helps because you minimize calories because you're not hungry, right? So it really makes you stay away from food, right? It's an appetite suppressant. And I'm here to tell you that even though all those things sound good, this is not a miracle drug. There's some serious side effects to this drug. People lose weight, but at the same time, what we're seeing in DEXA scans is that they're not losing body fat percentages, which, by the way, is the hallmark of health. We also see muscle loss, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and 50% of people that actually take these drugs. And even worse than that, we see gastrointestinal issues that are super scary. So your stomach doesn't empty out as well. It causes a lot of issues in your digestive system. We see people with pancreatitis. We see people that are suffering from bowel obstruction, which actually requires surgery. The question then, is there a safe way to take these drugs? And if you ask me personally, I would say as a nutrition coach, there's a safer and better path. But if you're gonna do it for a very short term, then I would probably have this monitored by a doctor, a weight loss professional, a nutritionist, a dietitian. And this is what would need to happen if you wanted to really go this route, right? First and foremost, I would take a DEXA scan so that you're very clear on what's happening. If you're truly losing body fat or muscle versus actual fat, right? The other thing to it is, as I said earlier, it's not a miracle drug. So you have to actually watch your nutrition. Your protein intake would need to be monitored by a nutritionist, dietitian, or a coach. You need about 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Yes, so it requires diligence. I also would recommend cardio, resistance training in the process of doing these things to be able to maintain some of your muscle. You need a coach really that can help you transition from these drugs into a sustainable lifestyle. Now, there are other safer drugs out there in the market, but we won't talk about those today. We'll leave those for another video. But the truth is, if you're considering semaglutide, Ozempic, or the weight loss name is Wegovy, I would be very careful. Now, if you need further information on this, I've created a couple of different videos on Ozempic, semaglutide, where I go into very specifics about the drug. But I'm here to say that there is a route that can actually be healthier, more sustainable. And if you decide to go down this path, then these are the things I would probably be asking myself if I were considering these things. Number one, who's funding the drug? The answer to that is Big Pharma. I don't know, that's tricky. I'd probably run away from it myself, but this is something that you need to know. Number two, I need to figure out reward versus consequences. Is this really worth it? Number three, is there a safer way to accomplish my outcome? And the answer to that is, of course there is. It just takes a little longer. Number four, ask yourself the question, am I taking a shortcut? Is this just a shortcut because I don't want to do the work, right? I don't want to do the diet. I don't want to do the workouts. I don't want to do the cardio, right? I don't want to, restrict myself. Ask yourself that question. And then I would say, what does the long run look like, right? How am I going to transition from this? Or do you think you're just gonna stay on the drug forever, right? Because that can be very tricky. I would also ask myself, am I willing to take the longer route to guarantee long-term success? I would really sit there and start to consider what it looks like to actually hire a trainer, a personal trainer, a nutrition coach, someone to keep me hyper accountable, a counselor that can walk me through some of these things if I'm having challenges with maybe overeating, binge eating, emotional eating, right? These things are all very possible in a very healthy way, very secure way to do these things versus taking dangerous drugs. Am I willing to be patient? Am I willing to take the long route of health and proper nutrition and exercise, and as a byproduct of that, build character in the process? Yes, because this is exactly what processes like this do for you. They actually build character, right? So you're not only are you getting healthy, but you're actually learning how to persevere, how to have patience, and all these things are things that I don't know about you, but they're very motivating to me. And so hopefully I've given you a very short overview of Ozempic, semaglutide, and maybe based on this, you can make your own, you can come to your own conclusions. Do the research. Don't take what I say for granted. But I'm here to say that there is a healthier, better way to do things. Nutrition and exercise is that way. But if you take the shortcut, just remember, shortcuts at the end of the day are always going to pass a serious health bill. And so consider it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. My name is JT Tapias with the Empty Your Bucket Nutrition Plan. I'll talk to you guys soon. Ciao, ciao.